Okay, so for the next part of this video, I'm gonna start doing a little bit of a different version of what I was already doing that's still desensitizing. So right now I'm standing perpendicular to the horse. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start waving this bag up and down and stay here and kind of gauge her reaction to it. Right? So she might do a couple of different things. She'll either stand there, not relaxed, and in that case kind of keep swinging this until I got a little bit of relaxation, or she's gonna leave and I would kind of discern what was happening, why she was leaving, how she was leaving, what it kind of all looked like. And if she's really super concerned, I'm going to stop swinging the bag. I'm going to do a little Cat H training with her to help her find a baseline of relaxation and understanding. But if she moves her feet and kind of comes to a stop relatively quickly, I'm going to keep swinging the bag until she stops moving her feet. So that's kind of my little plan, and we'll see what happens. I need to pick the lead rope back up though, because I was waiting for her to let down and she's just been standing there, lead rope on the ground. And yeah, always good to hold on to your lead rope before you start doing something like this. So I'm going to pick it back up. Okay, so I'm going to start swinging my bag up and down while I remain perpendicular to her, and she didn't move her feet. So now see her eyes got kind of big. Well, I think you can see her eyes got kind of big. So I kind of want to wait for some sort of sign of relaxation, like her blinking or lowering her head or cocking her hip or licking and chewing. But I love, see our ears? Well, they were swiveling. There, she acknowledges it. So instead of waiting for a sign of relaxation that time, I was like, you know, she was having kind of some trouble finding that place, so I was just gonna wait and see what she gave me. But up until this point, I've kind of removed pressure when she's acknowledged the scary thing, so I might just start there. And once again, in between repetitions, while I'm doing this type of work, I want to wait until she gives me a good sign of relaxation before I do another repetition of what I was previously doing. And it takes as long as it takes. It might take minutes, and if it does, that will feel very long, even though it's a relatively short period of time. So usually I've been turning the camera off so I can wait while being present at the same time and not looking at her, because right now with the camera on my head, I have to look at her while I'm waiting for her to come down. And sometimes a lot of the horses that I work with will view that as an added form of pressure. So I've been really trying to be mindful of that, and when I'm waiting for them to kind of come down and relax, I've been turning off the camera so I can turn my head away without just videoing open air and space. So her head has come down, but see all the wrinkles? I wonder if you can see that. All the wrinkles in her mouth right there tells me she's holding some tension in my jaw. And I'm just going to put my stick and my bag down on the ground. So if I walk up to her and I put my thumb in her mouth, see how she won't lick and chew? That's not normal. Okay, that means she's holding tension. She's stuck in the fight or flight nervous system. So I'm gonna wiggle my thumb around in her mouth until I can get her tongue to get off of the roof of her mouth. And see, now I've released her jaw, and now she'll have a lick and a chew. Kind of stimulated a little bit of a dopamine release for her by doing that. It just kind of helps her find that relaxation a little bit faster. See how she's still licking and chewing a little bit. So yeah, if you stick your finger in their mouth right here, and they don't immediately like open their mouth and start licking and chewing, I will rub my thumb up against the roof of their mouth in kind of like the bit seat, that space where there aren't any teeth. Like, don't get bit doing this. And I will just kind of keep rubbing until that tongue comes off of the roof of their mouth and they relax their jaw and open it and lick and chew a little bit. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to do another repetition of what I was doing earlier. So I've got my stick with my bag on the end. I'm going to wave it up and down. Her head went up a little bit when I started doing that, but she's still blinking. Her ears are still moving a little bit. I don't want her to go into her la-la shut down place. So I would really like to be able to swing this until I get a sign of relaxation from her. Even though she's acknowledging it, I want to ask for a little bit more and see if I can get it. She's just telling me she's holding on to quite a bit of tension. That was a good blink. Okay, it was a blink with both eyes at the same time. So I'm going to stop swinging my bag, take a few steps back, and retreat, and then wait for a sign of relaxation from her. Which for her seems to be like a blink, seems to be something she likes to do a lot, a good solid blink. And then lowering of her head has been a good indication that she's finding some relaxation, because the way she's built and everything, she likes to stand with her head up quite high. So when she is relaxed, she brings her head relatively lower than where she would hold it when she was just standing. Head comes down a bit. Blinking. I think this is probably the hardest part about training, is that it takes as long as it takes. And every horse is different with what that timeline looks like. There we go. Head goes down. That's much better. Much more relaxed horse. So I'm going to do another repetition. I'm swinging my bag. Her head goes back up. I'm going to wait. There, she had a good blink. I'm going to retreat a few steps. I stop swinging my bag. I'm going to wait for another sign of relaxation. So what will usually start to happen is that your horse will, once they start to notice a pattern of behavior from you, they'll start to find that relaxation faster and faster and faster, until as soon as you stop whatever you're doing, whether you're doing a sensitizing or desensitizing exercise, they'll start coming down faster and faster and faster in between repetitions. So it won't take nearly this long as you move forward with this exercise. It just does in the beginning. So I love that, how she came in, head down, much quicker this time. So I'm going to take a step back from her, and I'm going to do another repetition. Her head didn't immediately go sky high into the air. It's still raising up a little bit at small increments at a time. I'm going to keep swinging. She gives me a good solid blink. I stop swinging the bag. I'm going to retreat. She comes into me. You're a little close to video right now. You're a little too close. There. Head goes down. She's sniffing the stick. Very good. So I'm kind of at the edge of my round pen. And when I'm doing a desensitizing exercise, I like to give the horse a lot of room in case they have a big reaction. They won't run into anything, and they won't run into me. Not that I think she's going to do that. It's just a good practice to maintain. So I'm going to move her back into the center of the round pen before I do another repetition. And so you guys can see I'm going to face her into the sun. Sorry, Shine. But these early morning and late evening training sessions are a little bit difficult because of where the sun usually is in the sky. Okay. Oh, I love that she wants to be in next to me, even though I have the big scary thing on the end of the stick. Awesome. Good girl. Okay, so I'm going to take a step back. That was cool. I didn't get it on video though. So I start swinging the bag. Head doesn't really shoot to the sky anymore. I'm going to keep swinging until she gives me a good sign of relaxation. And I'm going to get pickier and pickier with that. Like, I would really like it if she could give me a good solid indication that she's relaxing, like lowering of her head, cocking her hip, not just a good solid blink, even though that's something that seems to be routine for her when she starts relaxing. I would just like something a little bit more concrete, I think, from her before I stop swinging this bag. Because I think she's riding that line of being concerned or going into her la-la shutdown space. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to keep swinging, and I'm going to wait. There, head goes down. I stop swinging the bag, head goes down further, and she comes toward me. I'm going to retreat from her to just let her know that that was for sure the right answer. Okay, really kind of relaxed, dopey look on her face, eyes moving, ears aren't really swiveling much, but she definitely doesn't appear to be stressed. And the whole reason I started with desensitizing today, and I think this is all we're going to do in this session, is because when I went to catch her this morning, she initially walked away from me. Like, she didn't run away, and she didn't try, like, not to be caught and evade me. But that was her first impulse, was to move away. So that kind of tells me that I've been trying to get her too forward. And I need to balance it out with a lot of desensitizing and cat H, and just kind of helping her come down and relax in my presence and relax when I'm asking her to do certain things that are scary. So that walking away from me this morning just told me that she was out of balance, and I needed to do an exercise or some focus work or something that would help bring her back closer toward balance again.